My name is Heather, and I am the Lipstick Libertarian. I started this project, this YouTube channel, 7 months and around 50 pounds ago, when I was dating an abusive asshole. Well, he wasn't always abusive, but when he started getting too controlling, putting his hands on me in ways that he never should, I woke up from depression. I woke up to life. I woke up with passion, fearless. So I'm here, back again, talking to the only person that'll listen, my phone. That's not true. I talk to strangers all the time, in public, cashiers mostly, people stuck in their dead-end everyday jobs that get crappy customers, complaints. I try to bring a smile and a warm comment, a joke. Sometimes when there's no one else behind me in line, I tell them a quick story or ask them one of theirs. I just love engaging with people. It's funny how that works. Being a loner and a people person. My therapist would probably call that bipolar. Me, not so much. Multifaceted, complex, an oxymoron, an enigma, a puzzle, a labyrinth, a human. Mental health and the stigma that comes along with it is out of control in this country. We have more medicines than we can count, being prescribed left and right. Not in experimental trials, but we're the experiment now. Start feeling a little too down, too anxious, like you might have something wrong with you, like you might have deep-seated issues brought on by your childhood, brought on by the everyday challenges of adulting. Gotta love that millennial word, right? The truth is, we all have problems, right? Everyone's got something going on in the background. But the truth is, everyone's got something going on. We all have something wrong with us. It's a syndrome going around called humanity. I have it. Do you? I also have compassion for other humans. That could be described as a syndrome too, because there are many people out there who do not have sympathy for anyone, not even themselves. And those are the saddest individuals among us, unfortunately. Even more unfortunate, many of those are in my immediate family. Family's a tough one. You're stuck with them. Kinda. Parents who birthed you, yet know nothing about you. They have a preconceived notion of who you're supposed to be. And not only do they hold you to that, but when you try to educate them, they ignore you. You know, they say ignorance is bliss. I can't imagine a world where I would feel one single micro iota of bliss and be in the dark. Completely. It's frightening, really, to not know where you are, how long you'll be there, what's next to you, in front of you, behind you, how vast the environment is, or how small. Do you just sit there and rot in the dark, alone? Or do you get up off your ass and look for a light? What would you do? I know what I would do. I know what I am doing. I know exactly what I'm doing at all times. Because like most humans, I was also born with this amazing, amazing feature. It's called a brain. Let's start using it. Because the brain has neural pathways that create logical systems within our own brains. Now, they are logical constructs, philosophically, that we can learn from. There are people that have gone before us, that have experience, who've created their own neural pathways, their own shortcuts in their brain, their own cliff notes, study guides, whatever you want to call it. They have their own way of thinking about doing things. And when they share their ways of doing things, it is so powerful sometimes to hear, visualize, understand how another person works, how their brain works, how their brain gets from point A to point B, how they push their brains to stay alive 24/7, 365, as long as it takes. And I think, as a population, we've truly forgotten how to use our brains. And it saddens me. It saddens me to watch the stupidity of it all. The idiocracy of not just my fellow men and women, but of the men and women that are in charge. The men and women that we chose, voted for, sometimes out of default. Ever been to the polling booth and had one choice on your ballot? People running unopposed? Sad. Sad for one, that most people don't even vote in their local elections, and those are the most important. Sad for two, that we don't have enough community involvement for people to actually care enough to put their names out there for a vote, to put their name, their reputation, their ideas, their thoughts, their time, their passion on the line. And I get it. Anonymity, it's easy. It's great to remain anonymous. Easy. Not like going to the bar at Cheers where everybody knows your name. You walk in, you sit down, you order a beer, you drink your beer, you leave. Easy. While you're there, you get to watch the parade, the scene, the dancers, the drinkers, the bartenders, all those people. You get to watch them and get fucked up at the same time, and then leave. Move on with your life. Have a great experience. Enjoy the moment, and then move the hell on. Maybe you'll even have a story to tell about it. Maybe you even brought friends with you. Maybe you even participated. Got in there, played around a pool, threw some darts, chatted with the bartender, had him make you a special drink. That's what life is about. Experience. And what you make of it. We all have choices. Decisions to make for ourselves and the ones in our care. But those in power, their decisions, their choices have a lot more gravitas to them, because they don't just affect how their night went. It doesn't just affect how their job goes. It doesn't just affect their loved ones, their inner circle, their boss's boss, the company. No, honey, no. It's the government. The largest company. The most important company. This is not a company. It's a social service. It's a construct. Meant to help us. Let me reiterate that. The government is meant to help you. Didn't mean support you, although it does sometimes. It supports me. Yes. I live off of the government, and I deserve it. Every dime. Every dime. Every penny. Every dollar. I'm owed for my service, for my loss. Social Security is a safety net when shit goes sideways. And that's what my life did. November 23rd, 2019. My life, my shit, got flipped upside down. I woke up that day. My husband did not. I'm a survivor now. My son and I. That day made us survivors. And so we collect Social Security survivors benefits. And I'm unashamed to tell you that. because we worked. My husband and I both. We worked our asses off in the time we could to the time we couldn't. I got my first job at 18 after I graduated high school. Now, that might sound lazy to some of you who got jobs, in high school and supported yourself, supported your family. But I had college goals. And to get into college, I needed extracurricular activities. And my extracurricular activities were volunteering my time at the Nashville Humane Association, walking dogs, socializing cats, cleaning. Working. Well, didn't get paid. Let's say interning at scientific laboratories at Vanderbilt University after school, multiple days a week. Summer programs for medical research and future medical researchers. National Young Leaders Conferences. I could go on. Every single class that I took was at an honors or AP level by default because of the school that I went to. Hume Fogg Academic Magnet High School, downtown Nashville, between 7th and 8th. Never forget it. I was bused there daily until my best friend got a car and a license. I was nearly killed by her shitty driving every day. So I got my own car, my own license 6 months later. But I worked my ass off. Before I worked for free. I volunteered. Makes sense, being from Nashville, Tennessee, aka the volunteer state, right? That means something to me. Volunteering, being willing, ready, able, helping my fellow human, cats and dogs too, I suppose. When did we stray from that? When did the idea of another human become so disgusting? That we don't answer our phones anymore. We don't answer the door. We don't even answer texts. We just leave each other on red. Too busy? Selfish? Unconcerned with our friends and family? To reach out, to reply, to connect, reconnect. Maybe you've bought into the hype of the family gossip tree and you just don't want to invite that drama into your life. I feel that. But we forget that there's two sides to every story. That gossip is gossip for a reason. And that not everyone is honest. Some people are manipulative, maniacally so, diabolically so, and create smear campaigns within your own family network, just to sabotage you at every turn. Well, that sounds quite familiar. Sounds like politics. Oh, wait. It is. Office politics, family politics, governmental politics. It's all political, baby. We have to navigate it. It's all a political fucking minefield out there, and we have to navigate it. Without blowing ourselves up in the process. But how? How does one do that? Well, I've got some advice. If you're willing to listen, to learn from one of the best in the business. One of the best that ever was. One of the best that ever will be. And one of the goodest. Not really a word, I guess. But good, as in moral. When it comes to the truth, what's moral? Half-truth? White lie? Are those moral? Just? Does the end justify the means of a lie? Are lies ever acceptable? Politicians think so. The government definitely thinks so. They think that if they placate the masses, that if they just all tell us that everything's going to be okay, we got this, just concentrate on your everyday lives, just, go to work, be with your family, and, hit up that voting booth every, few months or so, once a year, twice a year, every 4 years, once a decade, whatever. But somehow everything really will be okay? Or that somehow we just won't notice? Closer. That we won't notice the plate of steaming dog crap they've placed in front of us. Come to your senses. If it looks like dog shit and it smells like dog shit, don't fucking eat it. Now that you think would be common sense, right? But there's people out there scooping it up like it's the next best fucking McRib. Boy. Boy, is that sad. We've got to hone our bullshit detectors as a people. I can smell bullshit a mile away. Figuratively. Literally. Fun fact. I haven't smelled actual shit since August 2020-ish. Last time that I had real, pure, genuine, original COVID-19. It was the second time for me having it confirmed. Losing all sense of smell and taste for a couple of days. Well, not all of it ever came back. Long COVID is my official diagnosis. So it's on my chart at Ohio State University's medical records. Yeah. The shampoos and the soaps came back slowly over time. The food, always there. Marijuana and cigarettes, shit and farts. All four of those never quite came back yet. Maybe they never will. Who knows? Guess only God and the test of time can tell me that. But I digress. And that's just a little side fact about me. But it's ironic. And I tell you that for a reason. Because of the irony. That the less shit I can actually smell in person, the stronger sense then my bullshit detection has become. It's like a human lie detector. I can just sniff it out. Always had that ability to discern things, especially about people. Now, people are very good at concealing. People are very, very good at hiding who they truly, truly are on the inside. I am. I'm fantastic at that. Oh wait, does that mean you're not gonna trust me now? Shit, I have not told you that. That I'm a manipulative cunt? Sometimes. That, I used to get sent in to companies, teams, situations. Just go read the room and report back my findings, my thoughts. Not just that, but the problems, the root cause. And you can't just come to your boss with a problem now. That's the worst kind of employee. I mean, definitely speak up if there's an issue. But if you have an idea on how to solve the issue, that is fan-fucking-tastic as a boss. Even if you're totally wrong and your solution fixes nothing, I would still hear you out, entertain that, and encourage it. Encourage the fuck out of it. Because that's a critical thinking skill that not everybody fucking uses. We all have the capability of doing it. We're taught it in schools aggressively. At least my son, through 5th grade so far, has been aggressively taught critical thinking skills when it comes to his reading materials. Read this, think about it, ask some questions, answer some questions. You know? That kind of stuff. Don't just absorb. Question. We are not sponges made to just absorb the world around us. You can't just absorb all this fake news, bad news, good news from the media, from our families, from our friends, from our bosses, from ourselves. Absorb. Like a sponge, we all have limitations. Ever seen the sopping sponge, one dripping. It can't hold any more fucking water. That's why we cry. When we can't hold our water anymore. They become tears. We leak. We get messy. So what do you do? As an average American citizen, when you're fed up, when you're full at capacity for this bullshit. We see what happens when you protest peacefully in Washington, D.C. You get called an insurrectionist. You get put in prison for jail time. Years. For walking into the Capitol building as a policeman holds the door open to you. First of all, public building, been there. Second of all, door open. No question. Third of all, and what? We're not allowed to be pissed anymore in this country? Hashtag pissed. I'm pissed all the time. Not constantly. I'm not a monster. I'm not even a pessimist. I'm an optimist. But I get pissed. Daily. And I usually just curse it out. What do you do when you get pissed? When you drop something on the floor, do you say, fuck? Do you tone it down for your kids? Not fudge. Or are you saccharine? Like a little lady that says, oh, sugar. Got those euphemisms right at hand, right? Tip of the tongue. Fuck euphemisms. Fuck them. Fuck the bullshit. I don't give a fuck. I don't. I don't give a fuck about almost everything anymore. I give like 2 fucks. Is that fair? Every day, I wake up with a budget of 2. 2 fucks. And I decide how I'm going to spend those 2 fucks. And I spend it well. Because sometimes things deserve giving a fuck about. Sometimes it's national news. Ongoings. Like today. Today is a significant day. Because the Democratic Party has been ousted by J.D. Vance, an Ohio senator. My senator. He sent out a memo to all fellow Republicans. And I am not a fellow Republican by any means. Remember the name. Lipstick Libertarian. Lipstick? Libertarian. Okay. Now that we've got those straight. Let's talk. Spending in Ukraine is ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. It's a country that no one gives a fuck about, except Ukraine and Russia. It's between them. It's like watching a married couple argue. And you get in the middle of it and start feeding one of the parties. What? Why? Why is it any of your business? What happens between a husband and a wife? A boyfriend and a girlfriend? An ex-boyfriend and an ex-girlfriend? Two friends? Two enemies? Two strangers? Brawling in the streets? What gives you the right to step in? Start tag teaming. Does one of them look way bigger than the other? Yeah. But you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, really. Because you haven't asked the question. Why? Tucker Carlson asked. He had the balls to ask why. And in my opinion, from my outside perspective, my thought was, why the fuck not? Why? Why not? Fuck it. I want it. It's mine, I deserve it, and I'm gonna fight for it. Fuck you, I'm taking it. That's how every war goes. It's all about territory, power, politics, money, resources. But I always thought of this as a power play. A giant middle finger to the world. You can do that when you're Russia. You can do that when you're China. You can do that when you're North Korea. And you can do that when you're America. But America today, in this administration, is too pussy. I said it. Too pussy. Hey, just because I have one doesn't mean I am one. And yes, I do. No, you can't see it because it's private. And I'm a private person. Except when I'm talking to you, my fellow Americans, my fellow women, fellow men, fellow citizens of not just this country, of the world. Because everyone deserves to hear this. What we're doing today in Congress is wrong. Straight up wrong. To attempt linchpin language be passed overnight in an emergency session. Something is foul. And J.D. Vance was right to scrutinize, to wonder, to question why. Why all of a sudden this bill now? What's wrong with it? Why are you pushing it so hard? It's like someone that comes into a used car dealership with a used car to sell. They act shifty. They want to offload it. They make a mistake. They have a tell. And a good businesswoman, a good poker player, a good mentalist like me can see that bullshit from a mile away and smell it from 2 miles away. We're not falling for it. No one is. No one should. How dare you? Try to control whoever the next president is. It doesn't matter who wins. A term is a term for a reason. And the fact that we can have revolving doors in our presidency, yet long-standing, decades-long Senate seats and House seats, sick me. Term limits immediately, all of you. Actually, terminations, all of you. Immediately. Everyone gets voted back in. No one opposed voting. There must be competitors. There's no monopoly on politics. There shouldn't be. So there's multiple parties. And when I say multiple, I mean more than 2. America is no longer a 2-party system. A third party is on the rise. Libertarianism. Independence. We are coming for that #1 spot. From out of the Great Divide. Walking through the divided Red Sea with Moses unto freedom. The tides have not turned, they've parted. The ocean is split into 2. And like the strawberry of a good old Neapolitan ice cream box, we no longer have to choose vanilla or chocolate. You can choose strawberry. If you want. And that's the beauty of America. Choice, freedom. And that's what libertarianism stands for. Choice, freedom. Freedom from oppression. Oppression is what other people do to us. To suppress. To hold us back. To hold us down. To disallow. Repression is what we do to ourselves. Repressing our emotions. Repressing who we are. Repressing our true selves, our opinions, our thoughts for fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of judgment. Fear of humanity. Well, I'm not afraid. Never have been. Never will be. And I don't back down. I'll surrender. I'll concede. When the writing is on the wall, or when we strike a deal that finally appeals to my senses. A win-win. But when I feel fervently for something, anything, I'm unstoppable. And that is what I want to see out of every single politician from here on out. We deserve it. We deserve to be governed by people with a passion for their jobs, for their people, for their constituents, for their country. Any selfish motherfuckers out there that are in politics for the fucking money can kiss my ass and go back home. Sit your old ass back at home in the fucking rocking chair. 'Cause you ain't helping. You're making shit worse. And you're not in it for the right reasons. Clean sweeps. Things like that happen when billionaires take over social media. And you just cut the staff. Purge. You keep the good ones. I mean, I would have categorically fired them all. Had them all reapply. Oh, you're doing a great job, but there's like 5 of you, and I have 1 position left, so I'm gonna need all of you to get your resumes back together. And we're gonna conduct interviews again. Fight for it. You wanna be here? Think you're better than your colleagues? Think you're the best 1 out of 5 at this job? Top 20%? Show me. Prove it. Track record. History. Future planning. Skills. Labor. Work ethic. Prove it. Prove it. Put up or shut up. Because no one has time for a lazy employee or one that doesn't share in the company values. Now, if the company values have changed, if the leadership has changed, and you no longer align yourself with the direction of the ship, well, honey, appreciate the effort, but walk the fucking plank back out into the ocean. Walk it. Catwalk it even. Dance on your way out. Give me the middle finger. Tell me to go fuck myself. Because I'm in charge now. And this ship hasn't been right in so long. It's not even as right as a broken clock that's right twice a day. It's wrong, wrong, oh so wrong. Because as time has eroded our policies, as time has changed our perspectives on one another and our rights, our civil rights, you know, it's Black History Month. And I honestly have no idea why anyone would treat someone else differently based on the color of their skin. As if that has something to do with who they are as a person. Because you take that away, and we're all the same scientific 206 bones. We are all wires, circuitry, electricity, potassium and sodium needed to make the heart pump through electronodes. Circuitry, neurons of the brain, firing synapses, those are thoughts, commands coming from the central nervous system, electronic pathways. We are all pure energy, entropic energy, kinetic energy. And instead of using our energy to hate another, to hold each other back, let's love. Let's love instead. I'm starting a revolution. A kindness revolution. A common sense revolution. One where we tells it how it is. Straight up. And if you don't like it, you have every right to express your opinion. And I'll defend, just like Ben Franklin, your right to do so. At every turn. At any cost. Because as a nation, we were founded on freedom. And most importantly, it stemmed from financial freedom. Not being beholden to Britain for taxes. Taxation without representation. Giving without receiving. Takers. Users. abusers. Some of the worst people out there. Because when we are used, when people take, it's a form of abuse. Mild, maybe. Depending on severity, size, it's taking. You know, a 20% income tax, 5% sales tax, thousands of dollars annually in property tax. Where's the rental tax? And I don't mean from the renters. I mean from the landlords. Because fuck them. Financial freedom is important for every person. To stand on your own 2 feet, to earn your place in the world, to work or collect what you deserve. I wish that for everyone. I wish that those who could, would. And those who should, do. Because that will push this nation forward. There's not a lack of jobs or a lack of work, it's a lack of ethic. Ethic. Effort. So, long story short, J.D. Vance sent out a memo today to all of the Republican Congress calling out treasonous language in a bill being voted on tonight. Political leaders gathered on the X platform with its CEO to discuss internally, like-minded. And it was fantastic. I agreed with nearly everything they said. Which is that this is an egregious assault on our intelligence. Our collective intelligence. As an American people, as politicians. Egregious. Flabbergasting. Appalling. Disgusting. Attempt to underhandedly handcuff the future president, whoever that may be, come November, to a briefcase full of cash for Ukraine that you can't let go of. How about some goddamn autonomy? How about we let the person in charge decide what they want to do with America's purse strings when it's their turn? So everyone in Congress needs to chill the fuck out, say no to this bill, because it's absolutely ridiculous, and anyone that votes yes is a traitor and should be prosecuted for crimes as severe as an insurrection. Because it sets up impeachment. For going against something you may or may not agree with. force someone's hand, to force money to pass hands, money that doesn't even belong to you, and to force someone else to pay out of America's pocket that's empty. Sounds like the most insane thing I've ever heard. We are trillions, yes, trillions in debt. Where the fuck are we getting money from in the first place? Because it ain't paying the bills. Them's are the bills. We owe people. That's bad. Because when you owe somebody, they have something over you. They have leverage. And in negotiation, leverage means everything. It's like getting into an argument with your significant other or a long-term friend, and they bring up, remember that one time when, and you're like, oh, fuck. Here we fucking go. Yes, I remember the one time. Yes, I know I still owe you the money. No, it's gonna be different this time, baby. I'm totally gonna pay you right back. Check's in the mail, actually. I sent you a check. I sent you a payment, you know, like last Monday. You haven't gotten that yet. Well, I'm sure it'll come, but you know, I need money today. Please. When you grow up poor as fuck with underhanded ass parents don't pay their fucking bills, you learn how to avoid bill collectors at an early age. You learn how to manipulate the world around you at an early age. And that's all you've grown up with. And that's your fucking role model. Don't answer the door. Don't answer the phone. Don't call the police. Don't do any of that. Ever. Why? What are you so afraid of? Where did all the money go, mommy and daddy? Down your throats. Oh, yes, I forgot. Liquid money. In the form of alcoholism. America is sick and tired of being traumatized by our alcoholic parents and grandparents. I said it. You're old. You come from a different era. It is no longer your time. You've served a valuable purpose. You can stay if you like. But prove your worth. Prove that you have what it takes to do what's right. To listen to your constituents. You know, the citizens. The ones who elected you. Your subjects in this royal courtroom of dismay. It's time for a change. Real change. And I'd be honored if the words I speak ever reach the ears and the minds of those with influence. because I have a lot to say. I have a lot of ideas. Ideas that have been on the shelf in a vault for 13 years. And it's time to open the vault. Dust off the comic books and cash them in. I'm on the road to Washington. One day. First, I've got to get my life together. Untangling myself from the most abhorrent relationship I've ever been in. That's proven to be quite the difficult task. But that's a story for another video on another day. And probably, if not a whole book, several chapters of one of mine that I've been working on. That's what I am. I'm not just an author. I'm not just a public speaker. I'm not just anything but me. A creator. And not just a creator. A kingmaker. Help others. Create. Improve. Build. Construct. Empires. If they want them. If they're willing to listen to constructive criticism. You don't have to take my advice, but you might want to hear what I have to say. So listen up, America. Open your eyes. Wake the fuck up. Stop eating dog shit sandwiches for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop absorbing. Do something. Vote. Read. Watch. Engage. And that's the most important step right there, is engage. Just like every time you turn your car on, your engine becomes engaged. Just like every time someone wants to get married, they become engaged. Let's engage. Let's get into gear. Let's communicate with our fellow human beings, with our fellow Americans. Let's unite against the powers that be, against the ones who think they can control us, who think they know what's best for us. You don't even know my name. Do you? Think about it. Do you? Heather? Suzanne? Carol? Tomlinson. Pretty sure it's Tomlinson. But that might change. Because anything can happen. Anything is impossible. Oh wait. Anything is possible. Oh wait. There are impossible things. There are times when the answer is straight up no. And if you're a narcissistic asshole that doesn't know how to take no for a fucking answer, then you can kiss my ass. Literally. Wanna see? I'll send you a picture. You can kiss the picture. It'll last longer. Because then I won't be sticking around. Not by any means. I won't be controlled. I won't be fucked with. Ever. I am unfuckwithable. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the title of my most recent book. Due out by the end of next year. It's got some perfecting. And it's still being written. But my first book, How to Give Zero Fucks and Win at Life. A Millennial's Guide to Being Happy and Successful in a Post-COVID World. Will be on Amazon by April 1st, my birthday. Because even though I was born on April Fool's Day, I ain't nobody's fool. I pity the fool. And even more so, I pity the fool who thinks they can fool me. Because you can't. You can't bluff a bluffer, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. You can't sell a saleswoman. Not when she's better than you. You can't negotiate with a terrorist who has a dead man's switch. Meet my demands, or else the bomb goes off. Oh, but you want to just like take me out? You want to just kill this whole thing? Yeah, it's called Kill Switch Engage. Not just a metal band. Kill Switch. Dead man's switch. Because when you kill me, that triggers double the reaction. Yeah. War is fun like that. And all's fair in love, war, and business. Ain't that right, honey? Sir. Ma'am. Whoever you are watching this video. Donald Trump ain't got nothing on Heather Tomlinson when it comes to negotiation. So give me a try. Why don't you? And come back for more thoughts, stories, entertainment maybe. I can be a bit much. Long-winded for sure. But I mean everything I say. And I say what I mean. So I'm gonna need you, the viewer, the audience to stick with me. Hang in there and enjoy the ride. Sit in your car and listen as Hurricane Heather hits land, picks you up, swirls you around, and gently sets you back down, all the richer for the experience. All the richer. Thank you for listening, and I hope that our senators will do their jobs and read the legislation and vote for how they think their citizens would want them to, and be guided by a sense of morality, whether that comes from a religious perspective or not, philosophically, legally, morally. Corruption is everywhere, and so is bullshit. Stand up with me. Say no to both. And most importantly, give 2 fucks. Have a great night. It's been a pleasure. Signing off, Heather, Suzanne, Carol, Tombleton. Just Heather. The Lipstick Libertarian.